Have you ever wondered why some people treat you strangely for no reason? Why a friend goes quiet when you share your achievements, or why someone's smile doesn't quite reach their eyes when you succeed? Sometimes it isn't just coincidence. It may be that someone is secretly jealous of you. Jealousy is a powerful force. It hides behind polite words, fake compliments, and forced laughter. People who secretly envy you will often disguise their true feelings, but their actions tell the truth. They might subtly criticize you, make jokes at your expense, or act distant when things are going well in your life. They may not say it aloud, but inside, your light makes them uncomfortable. Why does this happen? The answer is simple. Jealousy is born when your progress reminds others of where they are not. Your success becomes a mirror showing them their own lack of effort, missed opportunities, or unfulfilled dreams. And instead of being inspired, they feel threatened. Instead of clapping for you, they look for ways to dim your shine. But here's the truth you must remember. Someone being jealous of you is not a curse. It is a compliment. It means you are doing something worth noticing. It means you are moving, growing, and achieving at a level that makes others pay attention. The very fact that envy surrounds you is proof that you carry value. People never envy the ordinary, they envy the extraordinary. So, what should you do if someone is secretly jealous of you? The first step is not to shrink yourself. Never dim your light to make others comfortable in their darkness. The world needs your brilliance. If you work hard, celebrate it. If you achieve, honor it. If you rise, rise proudly. Their jealousy is their burden, not yours. Second, learn to protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your plans, your dreams, or your victories. Some people will use your openness as fuel for their envy. So be wise with your circle, and understand that not everyone who claps for you is genuinely happy for you. Finally, remember this. Jealousy cannot stop destiny. People can envy you, talk about you, even plot against you. But what is meant for you cannot be stolen. Their jealousy only wastes their own energy while you continue to move forward. So if you sense that someone is secretly jealous of you, do not fear it, do not be discouraged by it, and do not fight it with bitterness. Instead, let it remind you that you are on the right path. Keep shining, keep rising, and keep being the person that others cannot help but notice. Because, at the end of the day, their jealousy is nothing more than silent proof that you are unstoppable. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the people who act the most supportive are the very ones who secretly struggle with your success? Jealousy is rarely loud, and it almost never announces itself openly. Instead, it hides behind polite words that sound sweet on the surface but carry a sting beneath. It hides behind compliments that are not entirely genuine. It hides behind smiles that don't quite reach the eyes, behind laughter that feels forced, and behind words that sound encouraging but are laced with doubt. Someone who is secretly jealous of you may not come forward and say, "I envy you." But their actions, their tone, and their subtle behavior will reveal what their mouth refuses to admit. Imagine sharing good news with someone you consider close. Maybe you got promoted. Maybe you achieved a goal. Maybe you finally reached a milestone you've been working toward for years. Outwardly, they say, "Wow, that's great, congratulations." But inwardly, you sense something is off. Their words are correct, but their energy doesn't match. The compliment feels hollow, the excitement feels staged, and the joy that you expected to see in their eyes just isn't there. Instead, you see hesitation, a flicker of discomfort, or even annoyance disguised as politeness. That is jealousy, silent but present. Jealousy often comes wrapped in subtle criticism. It doesn't usually show itself as open hostility. It shows itself as little digs, sarcastic remarks, or jokes that cut deeper than they should. If you buy something new, they might say, "Oh, must be nice, but I wouldn't have wasted money on that." If you share your accomplishment, they might laugh and say, "Well, let's see how long that lasts." These are not harmless comments. They are small cracks where jealousy slips through. They may laugh while saying it, but laughter is sometimes a mask for envy. One of the clearest signs of hidden jealousy is distance. People who secretly envy you often withdraw, not because you wronged them, but because your progress makes them uncomfortable. Your light highlights their shadows. Your movement exposes their stagnation. Instead of joining your joy, they retreat into silence. They stop showing up. They stop responding with the same warmth they once had. You wonder what you did wrong, but the truth is, you did nothing except succeed, and your success became the mirror they didn't want to look into. Jealousy, at its core, is insecurity wearing a mask. It is the fear that someone else is ahead while they are left behind. It is the frustration of seeing someone achieve what they secretly desire, but haven't found the courage or discipline to pursue themselves. So instead of admitting their struggle, they disguise it with fake kindness. They may even praise you to your face, but criticize you behind your back. They may share your success publicly, but privately they compare themselves to you until it eats away at their peace. The danger of hidden jealousy is that it can affect relationships in ways you don't immediately see. You might continue trusting someone who is secretly envious, not realizing that their advice is designed to hold you back, not push you forward. They may tell you, "Don't aim too high," or "Be realistic," not because they care about your well-being, but because they want to keep you on the same level as them. Their jealousy makes them uncomfortable with your growth, so they cover it with words of caution that sound wise but are rooted in fear. The truth is, jealousy is often silent because admitting it feels shameful. No one wants to say, "I wish I had what you have," so they hide it behind forced laughter, empty words, or half-hearted celebrations. They might even overcompensate, giving you exaggerated compliments that sound almost too much, just to mask the envy they feel inside, but you can always sense the difference. Genuine joy for someone else radiates. It is warm, natural, and unforced. Fake joy is stiff, shallow, and hollow. It's missing the heartbeat of sincerity. When you learn to recognize the subtle signs of jealousy, you also learn to stop doubting yourself, because often we mistake other people's reactions as reflections of our own worth. When someone grows distant, critical, or lukewarm in their support, we wonder, "Did I do something wrong? Did I change?" But no, you did not change for the worse. You changed for the better. And the better you became, the more their hidden envy was stirred. It was not your failure that caused their reaction. It was your success. So the next time you sense fake compliments, forced laughter, or hidden criticism, remember that it is not a reflection of your value, but a reflection of their struggle. Their politeness is a mask, but your progress is the truth. And no matter how much they try to cover their jealousy with smiles or words, their discomfort is proof that you are shining in a way they cannot ignore. Jealousy does not appear out of nowhere. It does not just float in the air and land on people at random. It has a birthplace, and that birthplace is comparison. When someone looks at you and sees progress, achievement, growth, or even peace in your life, it reminds them of the gap in their own. Your success becomes a mirror they cannot escape, and in that reflection they see their lack, their missed chances, and their unfinished dreams. That is where jealousy is born. It does not come from your wrongdoing, it comes from their dissatisfaction. It is not really about you at all. It is about them, but you become the trigger. Think about it. When you accomplish something, you are proud, you celebrate, you want to share the joy. But the person who secretly envies you sees more than your joy. They see their own delay. When you buy a car after years of saving, they do not see the discipline you had. They only see the fact that they still do not have one. When you graduate, they do not remember the nights you studied. They remember that they did not finish. When you move forward in your career, they do not see the sweat, sacrifice, or sleepless nights. They only feel the sting of their own stagnation. It is not the blessing itself that bothers them. It is the reminder of what they have not achieved. This is why jealousy feels so sharp. It is not simply that someone wants what you have. It is that your success is evidence that it could be done, and yet they did not do it. It exposes the excuses they have been telling themselves. It shines a light on the dreams they buried or the opportunities they wasted. Your life becomes proof that their limits are self-imposed, and instead of letting that inspire them, they let it irritate them. The strange thing about jealousy is that it is often directed at people closest to us. Strangers may admire you, but it is the people who grew up with you, worked beside you, or shared struggles with you who often envy you most. Why? Because they started in the same place as you, and they cannot explain why you are ahead while they are not. Your progress highlights the choices they did not make. It tells a story they do not want to read, the story that discipline, focus, and persistence pay off. And if it paid off for you, it could have paid off for them. That truth burns in silence, and it breeds jealousy. You see, jealousy is often disguised as judgment. Someone who envies you might say, "Oh, she just got lucky," or "he must have had help," because it is easier for them to rewrite your story than to confront their own lack of effort. They need to tell themselves that your success is unfair or unearned, so they do not feel the full weight of their regret. By convincing themselves you had an advantage, they can soothe their own insecurity. But no matter what story they tell, the reality remains. Your progress unsettles them because it reflects the possibilities they ignored. The dangerous part of this kind of jealousy is that it can make people act in subtle, destructive ways. Instead of being inspired to work harder, they may try to pull you back. Instead of using your journey as motivation, they try to criticize your path. They might say, "Why are you working so hard? Life is short, enjoy it." Not because they care for your well-being, but because your discipline exposes their lack of it. They may discourage you, not because they believe you will fail, but because they fear you will succeed even more. Their jealousy does not just remind them of where they are not. It makes them want to keep you from going further. But here is what you must always remember. Their jealousy is not your fault. Your progress is not an attack on them, though they may feel it that way. Your growth is not a criticism of their choices, though they may interpret it as such. You are not responsible for shrinking so that others do not feel small beside you. If your achievements highlight their stagnation, that is their battle to fight, not yours. You did not come this far to apologize for moving forward. When you truly understand that jealousy is born from comparison, you will stop wasting time trying to explain yourself to everyone. You will stop dulling your shine just to protect fragile egos. You will stop questioning whether you deserve your progress. The truth is, the envy you see is only evidence that you are living a life worth noticing. People do not envy the ordinary, they envy the extraordinary. They envy the results that discipline produces. They envy the courage that others lack. They envy the progress they wish they had made. So the next time someone reacts strangely to your success, do not take it personally. Realize what is happening. Your progress has reminded them of where they are not. Your victory has awakened the voice inside them that says, you could have done more. And instead of silencing that voice with action, they let it turn into envy. That is not your burden to carry. Keep moving forward, keep shining, and let their jealousy be proof that you are walking a path worth following. Jealousy is one of those things that can easily discourage you if you don't understand what it truly means. At first, it hurts to realize that someone you care about isn't genuinely happy for you. It can make you feel isolated, even guilty, like maybe your success is somehow a burden on others. You start to wonder if you should tone yourself down, keep quiet about your progress, or even apologize for the blessings in your life. But here is the truth you must always remember. Someone being jealous of you is not a curse. It is actually a compliment. Their envy is a reflection, not of your flaws, but of your impact. Think about it carefully. No one ever envies what is ordinary. No one wastes energy being jealous of something that does not matter. People do not envy mediocrity, they envy excellence. They do not envy stagnation, they envy progress. If someone is secretly jealous of you, it means you are doing something that has caught their attention, something they cannot ignore, something that has made them compare their life to yours. And while they may hide it behind smiles or criticism, the truth is, their jealousy is an indirect admission of your value. In many ways, jealousy is silent recognition. It is people saying without words, you have something I wish I had. That something could be success, confidence, relationships, talent, resilience, or even the peace you carry. Sometimes people are not jealous of the material things you possess. They are jealous of the way you carry yourself, the way you keep moving forward, the way you shine even after setbacks. Your strength becomes a reminder of their weakness. Your courage becomes a reminder of their fear. And your victories become proof that their excuses are empty. So, instead of seeing jealousy as a curse, you should learn to see it as confirmation. If people are whispering, watching, or even criticizing, it means you are visible. It means you are standing out. It means your presence has weight. If you were insignificant, no one would bother. If your life made no impression, there would be nothing to envy. The very fact that jealousy surrounds you is proof that you are operating on a level that others notice, even if they can't admit it. Of course, jealousy does not feel good. It hurts when friends grow cold, when family members act distant, or when colleagues downplay your achievements. But pause and think, why would they feel that way if what you were doing wasn't extraordinary? Their jealousy is the shadow cast by your light, and the brighter you shine, the longer the shadows may grow. That's not a reason to dim yourself, it's a reason to stand taller. History shows us that greatness has always attracted envy. Innovators, leaders, dreamers, and achievers, all of them faced jealousy. People criticized them, doubted them, and tried to undermine them. But those same people who were jealous were also silently admitting, you are doing what I wish I could do. When you realize this, jealousy stops being an enemy and becomes a kind of backhanded applause. They may not clap for you publicly, but their envy is still proof that you are worth noticing. What you must guard against is the temptation to internalize their jealousy. Do not let it convince you that you should shrink, apologize, or carry guilt for your success. Their jealousy belongs to them, not to you. It is their insecurity, their inner battle, their lack of peace. not your responsibility to fix. If you let jealousy discourage you, you risk dimming your light in order to make others comfortable in their darkness. And that is the greatest tragedy of all, because the world does not need more dimmed lights. It needs more people who shine unapologetically. So when you sense that someone is secretly jealous of you, take it as fuel. Let it remind you that you are on the right track, that you are progressing, that you are standing out. Let it strengthen you rather than weaken you. Instead of focusing on who envies you, focus on the reason they envy you, your growth, your strength, your blessing. That is what matters. At the same time, keep humility close. Do not become arrogant because of their envy. Recognize that your blessings are a gift, your progress is the result of work, and your success is a testimony. Carry it with gratitude, but never with guilt. Walk confidently, but not boastfully. Shine brightly, but not cruelly. And remember, the more you rise, the more eyes will watch. Some with admiration, some with jealousy. Both are proof that you are not ordinary. So yes, jealousy can feel uncomfortable, but it is never a curse. It is simply the world's way of saying you are doing something right. Wear it as an invisible crown. Let it remind you that your life is worth noticing, your journey is worth envying, and your success is worth protecting. If people are secretly jealous of you, smile, because it means you are moving forward, you are leaving footprints, and you are unstoppable. When you discover that someone is secretly jealous of you, your first instinct might be to pull back, to make yourself smaller, to downplay your achievements so that no one feels uncomfortable. Many people live like this, carrying their success in silence, hiding their blessings, or minimizing their talents so others won't feel threatened. But the truth is, this is not the answer. The first and most important thing you must do when faced with jealousy is to refuse to shrink yourself. You must never dim your light to make others comfortable in their darkness. You were not created to hide. You were not meant to go through life apologizing for the good things that come your way. If you worked hard for an achievement, if you prayed for a blessing, if you sacrificed and persevered to reach a milestone, why should you now cover it up? Why should you pretend it is smaller than it is, just because someone else struggles with their own feelings? That is not humility, that is fear disguised as kindness. Real humility is being grateful for what you have, not denying it. When you shrink yourself to make others feel better, you rob the world of your example. Someone out there needs to see your light to be inspired, to realize that growth is possible, that dreams are achievable, that success can be earned. But if you hide that light because a few people are uncomfortable, then the many who needed your example will remain in the dark. Do not let the envy of a few silence the hope of the many. Think about it this way: a lamp does not apologize for shining in a dark room. It does not worry about whether its brightness offends the shadows. Its purpose is to shine, and in doing so, it guides others. In the same way, your purpose is not to tone yourself down, but to be everything you were meant to be. The ones who are jealous are simply evidence that your light is strong enough to be noticed. Jealousy will often pressure you to stay quiet. You might feel like you can't share your progress or speak of your victories because people might react negatively. But here is the truth: their reaction belongs to them, not to you. Their discomfort is a reflection of their own insecurities, not your achievements. If you lower your voice, if you hide your story, if you dim your glow, you give their jealousy power over your destiny. And destiny is far too important to be held hostage by someone else's insecurity. There is also another danger in dimming yourself. Once you start, it becomes a pattern. You lower your standards here, you downplay your blessings there, and slowly you forget how to walk boldly in your purpose. You begin to blend in when you are made to stand out. You begin to play small when greatness was placed inside you. And over time, the habit of shrinking yourself becomes a cage you cannot escape. That is why the only option is to reject it from the start. Of course, not shrinking yourself does not mean being arrogant. It does not mean flaunting your success to provoke others or living in pride. What it means is that you stand tall in who you are. You honor the journey it took to get here. You celebrate your wins without shame. You wear your blessings with gratitude, not guilt. And you understand that your light shining brightly does not make the world darker. It makes the world brighter. The people who are truly meant for you, the ones who genuinely support you, will never ask you to shrink. They will celebrate your victories as if they were their own. They will encourage you to keep going higher. And those are the voices you must focus on. But the ones who cannot clap for you, the ones who distance themselves when you rise, the ones who grow cold when you succeed, those are the voices you cannot allow to dictate your path. If their jealousy speaks, let it speak, but do not let it stop you. Your role is to keep shining, to keep growing, to keep becoming the best version of yourself, because your life is not just about you. It is about every person who will be inspired by your example. Every time you stand tall, every time you refuse to dim down, you give silent permission to someone else to do the same. You show them that it is possible to succeed without apology, to shine without shame, and to rise without fear. So the next time you sense jealousy around you, remind yourself of this truth. It is not your job to make others comfortable by hiding your brilliance. Your responsibility is to walk boldly in your light. And if your light exposes the shadows in others, that is not your fault. That is simply the nature of light. Do not shrink. Do not dim. Shine unapologetically, because the world needs everything you were created to be. One of the most important lessons you will ever learn in life is this. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone is qualified to carry the weight of your dreams, your plans, or your victory. When you are rising, when you are moving forward, when you are building a future for yourself, you must learn to protect your energy. Because while some people will celebrate you, others will use what you share as fuel for their envy. If you are not careful, you will find yourself drained by the very people you thought you could trust. Energy is powerful. Every dream, every plan, every achievement begins with energy. The focus you give it, the faith you invest in it, and the passion you pour into it. But energy is also fragile. It can be stolen by discouragement, weakened by negativity, and poisoned by jealousy. That is why you cannot expose your energy to just anyone. Some people are not happy when you succeed. Some people smile at your progress but secretly hope for your downfall. And if you give them too much access, their jealousy will not only affect their own heart, it can begin to affect yours. This is why wisdom is so important. You must learn when to speak and when to stay silent, when to share and when to hold back. Not every dream needs to be announced. Not every blessing needs to be broadcast. Sometimes the safest way to protect your energy is to keep your victories private until they are too big to be denied. Because the more you expose your plans to those who envy you, the more room you give them to plant seeds of doubt. Have you ever noticed how quickly negativity spreads? You share an idea, a dream, something you are excited about, and instantly someone says, "That's not realistic." Or "I don't think that will work." Or "What if you fail?" They dress it up as advice, but in reality it is envy wearing a disguise. And if you are not careful, their doubts can creep into your spirit, slowly draining your confidence. You start second, guessing yourself, not because you lack ability, but because you allowed the wrong voices too much access. That is what it means to leave your energy unprotected. Protecting your energy also means recognizing who deserves to walk with you. Some people are in your life only for a season, and when that season ends, it is dangerous to drag them into the next one. They may have been good company when you were struggling, but they cannot handle being close to you when you are thriving. Their comfort zone is in your weakness, not in your strength. If you try to carry them with you, their jealousy will become a weight that slows you down. Protecting your energy means letting go of those who drain you, even if it hurts. At the same time, protecting your energy means being intentional about who you allow in. Surround yourself with people who clap when you win, who encourage you when you dream, who pray for you when you struggle, and who push you higher when you are tempted to settle. Those people are rare, but they are worth holding close. They are not threatened by your growth. They are inspired by it. They are not jealous of your light. They shine with you. That is the kind of environment where energy multiplies instead of being drained. It also means setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They do not mean shutting everyone out. They mean knowing who can come close and who must stay at a distance. You do not owe everyone access to your heart, your thoughts, or your dream. You can be kind without being vulnerable, friendly without being exposed, polite without being open. Boundaries protect your energy by keeping jealousy from finding an easy doorway into your life. Protecting your energy requires discernment. Jealousy is not always obvious. Sometimes it is dressed in compliments that feel a little too sharp, sometimes in jokes that cut too deep, sometimes in silence when you expected applause. Pay attention to those moments because they tell you who can handle your light and who cannot. And once you see it, you have a choice. Either keep pouring your energy into people who secretly resent you, or protect it by keeping your distance. The choice you make will determine how far you go. Your energy is sacred. It is the fuel that drives your purpose, the strength that builds your dreams, and the fire that keeps you moving forward. If you allow jealousy to drain it, you will find yourself discouraged, distracted, and doubting the very things you were meant to do. But if you protect it, you will have the strength to keep going even when others do not believe in you. So remember this truth: not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves to hear your plans, to celebrate your victories, or to walk with you into your destiny. Choose wisely, set boundaries, and protect your energy at all costs. Because the brighter your light becomes, the more important it is to guard the flame. And when you do, nothing, not jealousy, not criticism, not negativity, and stop you from rising. At the end of the day, no matter how much jealousy surrounds you, no matter how many people secretly envy your progress, no matter how many whispers or criticisms you face, you must never forget this powerful truth. Jealousy cannot stop destiny. People can envy you, they can talk about you, they can doubt you, they can even plot against you, but what is meant for you cannot be stolen. Your destiny is bigger than their envy. So many people waste energy worrying about who is jealous of them, as if envy has the power to rewrite their future. But jealousy, at its core, is powerless. It is nothing more than a reaction, an emotion that lives inside the person who feels it. It may cause them to act out, to criticize, or to withdraw, but it cannot alter the path of your life. Destiny is not decided by the opinions of others. Destiny is not shaped by the whispers of envy. Destiny is written by something greater: your purpose, your persistence, your faith, and your work. Think of all the people in history, in business, in art, in faith, who were surrounded by envy. They were criticized, mocked, and doubted. People envied their talent. their innovation, their courage. Some even plotted to bring them down, and yet they still rose. They still accomplished what they were meant to accomplish. Why? Because destiny cannot be stolen. You cannot take away what was never yours to begin with, and no amount of jealousy can stop what has already been designed to unfold. When people envy you, their goal, whether consciously or unconsciously, is to distract you. If they can't stop your blessings, they will try to make you second guess them. If they can't block your progress, they will try to discourage you into stopping yourself. That is the only power jealousy has, distraction. But when you understand that destiny is untouchable, you take that power away. You stop giving attention to their envy and start giving all your energy to your growth. It's easy to feel discouraged when you realize someone is secretly jealous of you. You might wonder if their envy will somehow sabotage you, if their negativity will block your opportunities. But think about it. If every person's envy had the power to destroy destiny, no one would ever succeed. The truth is, envy is powerless unless you give it power. It only has influence if you allow it to live rent-free in your mind. But if you rise above it, if you keep your focus, if you walk boldly in your path, then jealousy becomes nothing more than background noise. It might be loud, but it cannot stop you. The best response to jealousy is progress. Keep moving forward. Keep doing what you were called to do. Keep shining even brighter. Every step you take forward is proof that destiny is stronger than envy. Every victory you achieve is a reminder that what is meant for you cannot be taken away. You are not in competition with anyone else. You are walking a path that was designed for you, and in that path there is no space for jealousy to win. Jealousy may delay some relationships. It may change who claps for you. It may even cost you connections you thought were secure, but it will never change the ultimate outcome, because destiny is not about who supports you or who envies you. Destiny is about what has been placed inside you. As long as you keep moving, nothing outside of you has the power to stop what is within you. So do not waste your time fighting jealousy. Do not waste your breath proving yourself to those who secretly doubt you. Do not let their envy steal your peace. Instead, remind yourself every day, what is meant for me is already mine. No one can take my blessings. No one can steal my opportunities. No one can rewrite my story. Their jealousy may be loud, but my destiny is louder. Their envy may linger, but my future is stronger. Their whispers may travel, but my purpose will always rise above the noise. When you stand in this truth, jealousy loses all its sting. It may still exist, but it no longer intimidates you. It becomes proof of your impact, not a threat to your journey, and with every step forward you silence it, not with words, but with results. So yes, people may envy you. They may talk, they may criticize, they may even try to block your way, but they cannot steal what was written for you. They cannot undo what you were destined to do. Remember this always, jealousy cannot stop destiny. Your light will shine, your path will unfold, your purpose will prevail, and when all is said and done, your story will stand, not because others approved it, but because it was meant to be. At the end of this journey, we have seen that jealousy is real. It hides in silence. It speaks through actions. It drains relationships, and it tries to distract us from our purpose. But more importantly, we have discovered that no matter how much envy surrounds us, it cannot cancel who we are or what we are destined to become. You must never let the secret jealousy of others make you shrink, doubt yourself, or hide your light. If people are jealous, it means there is something worth noticing in you. It means you carry a light that others cannot ignore. So instead of fearing envy, Use it as confirmation that you are walking in the right direction. Do not waste your time trying to convince anyone to clap for you. Do not fight battles that are beneath your calling. Simply rise higher. Keep your eyes on your path, your mind on your growth, and your heart anchored in your purpose. The truth is, jealousy is powerless against destiny. People can envy, whisper, or even plot, but they cannot rewrite the story that has already been written for you. What is yours will find you. What is meant for you will arrive. And no force of jealousy, no secret envy, no silent competitor can take it away. So walk boldly, shine brightly, live fully, and the next time you wonder if someone is secretly jealous of you, don't respond with fear. Respond with confidence. Because their envy is temporary, but your destiny is eternal.